Please welcome the challenger, Augustine Sugar Quintana.
We've got a Sugar Nunez coming up in our main event, but right now it's Sugar Quintana making the walk from Buenos Aires, Argentina. He's already beaten 2 undefeated fighters. He took the O from...
And now entering the arena, please welcome the reigning, defending, undefeated champion, El General, Emiliano Vargas.
Chris,
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Desert Diamond Arena here in Glendale, Arizona, live on DAZN, it's now time for the chief support of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing in association with Top Rank Incorporated. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman, Supervisor Travis Ford, and the World Boxing Organization, President Gustavo Oliveri, Supervisor Yusuf Lamboy. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside, Eric Curcio, Rocky Taylor, and Chris Wilson. And at the sound of the bell, your 3rd man in the ring, referee Raul Caiz Jr. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBO Latino and the NABF Junior Super Lightweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger. He fights out of the red corner. He wears gray with black trim. He scaled 139 1/2 pounds. His professional record, 22 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Peleando desde San Francisco Solano, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Here is the former South American lightweight champion, Augustine Sugar Quintana. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner. He is a defending champion. He wears the white, red, and green. Official weight, 139 3/4 pounds. His professional record, perfect. 16 fights, 16 victories, with 13 of his 16 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning, defending, undefeated WBO Latino and NABF Junior Super Lightweight Champion, El General, Emiliano Vargas.
Protector vocal. Su protector vocal. ¿Me la das? All right, gentlemen, you received the instructions in the dressing room. Know what I expect? A good, clean fight. Ya recibieron las instrucciones con una pelea limpia. Golpes legales, legal punches. Here for you, legal punches. Golpes legales, here for you. Touch gloves, go to both of you. Buenas tardes los dos.
Can El General Emiliano Vargas continue his rapid rise and remain undefeated? Or can Sugar Quintana from Argentina pull off a stunner here tonight and halt Vargas in his tracks?
Listo! Listo! Box!
Scheduled for 10 rounds.
You know, I used to spar with Fernando Vargas about 25 years ago, and looking at Emiliano Vargas, I'm just going back in time. He looks exactly the way his father looked when he was in great shape, from the looks to the body frame to the speed and the quick hands.
And he is tremendously powerful with that right hand. He's got power in both hands, but that straight right is absolutely brutal.
And you saw the quickness from Vargas, but Sergio, he doesn't seem to have that same mean streak his father was known for.
And maybe that's going to be a good thing for him, because that's what got his father in trouble. That toughness, those cojones, it's that willingness to bleed. The thing about Emiliano Vargas is He's more of a boxer than a puncher. It just comes. He doesn't go looking for the knockouts. They just come behind technique, patience, and of course, power.
If you're Quintana, you don't want to get too aggressive in these first couple of rounds. 10 of Emiliano's 13 knockouts have come inside 2 rounds. This is where he has proven to be the most dangerous.
Look, I think Emiliano Vargas has temperament over his great father, and that last name has the skill. But whenever it comes to on the biggest level, on the highest level, to get to superstar status, you need to have a clean head on your shoulders.
Emiliano Vargas went the 10-round distance for the first time in his last fight against Jonathan Montrell. He did win a dominant decision, but said, I learned more in that fight than any of my other ones, Sergio. The early knockouts are great, but I need some seasoning.
Yeah, that's exactly what, a lot of prospects need. But, the knockouts feel good and they look great on your resume. But if you want to become one of the best in the division, you need to go some rounds and you need to get tested.
I know that fighters say they don't get paid for overtime. They want to get fights done quickly. But watching that fight, it felt like Emiliano was playing with his food a little bit. He scored a knockdown, had Montrell hurt a couple of times. It felt like he wanted to get rounds in that fight.
Beautiful left hand. And this is the thing about Vargas. Everything is dictated off that left hand. From a jab to the hook to the uppercut, nothing happens with him offensively unless it's guided by an educated left hand.
And a big deep breath from Quintana after a pretty good body shot landed from Vargas.
Right now, Vargas literally not breaking a sweat. Quintana's got some great facial reactions. He tells you the whole story just with his face.
Now, Quintana's a tough guy, but he has been stopped before, and that was down at 135 pounds. So this is going to be a new kind of power for him up at 140.
Quintana, a former South American and Argentinian national champion. Good right hand there on the end for Quintana.
Yeah, Vargas stayed on the southpaw stance, and he got hit with the overhand right. The middle of that uppercut. Beautiful shot to the body, and that's going to set up right hands right down the pipe.
Yeah, and I often question when guys switch stances. I only think there's a few fighters really in modern boxing history that can do it at a high level. Terence Crawford, of course, at the top of that list. But Emiliano's pretty smooth with how he switches stances.
And pretty smooth rolling under punches. I mean, offensively and defensively, this kid has it.
Of course, Emiliano Vargas, the youngest of 3 boxing brothers. Fernando Jr., 29 years old, 17-1 record. Amado Vargas is 25. He's 13-0. But, Chris, I think you'll agree, Emiliano considered to be the best of the brothers and a potential world champion.
Yeah, the other brothers are good fighters, but Emiliano has the potential to be a star.
And I think the reason that I think Emiliano...
Oh, nice counter shot from Quintana.
His temperament, I said it again already, it's the fact that this kid has a good even kill head on his shoulders, and he thinks different, he reacts different, he stays composed differently, and that's what he has over Junior and Amado, I believe.
I tell you, he reacted to that right hand from Quintana. That was a tremendous shot by Agustin Quintana.
Sometimes too much bravado and passion turn against you, and it turns against a lot of, macho-type fighters. Vargas has a little bit of everything.
Quintana's one of those guys, we were talking to him about it this week, that only really wants to be in big fights. He had been turning down some fights over the last year because they weren't big enough. He was actually scheduled to fight Raymond Morataya last year, but he had some visa issues getting out of Argentina. So he's looking for those big fights. He fought a stay busy fight in December. He said he took that fight basically for free because he just wanted to get in the ring and shake some of that rust off. But this is the exact type of fight that Quintana's been looking for.
Yeah, he said even Dalton Smith was floated as a potential opponent last April, but Dalton Smith turned him down.
Yeah, Quintana's a spoiler. He's experienced, 25 fights under his belt. He knows how to fight. He knows how to look. That shoulder right there shows you that this kid...
Nice left there from Quintana.
This kid could fight, man, and if you're not careful with him, he can make you look bad. So this is going to be a difficult fight for Vargas the longer it goes.
Well, he certainly doesn't lack any confidence. He told us after he beats Vargas tonight, he wants Shakur Stevenson next. Why not, right?
You got to love these Argentinian fighters, man. They have confidence to spare.
I think Quintana got the respect of Vargas in this round. He landed 2 big shots that got the attention of Emiliano.
Good right hand to the body landed by Quintana right there. Vargas was expecting a shot upstairs, and he guided it way down to the rib section. clever fighter, and that's what I was talking about with a tricky fighter like Quintana.
Stop! Watch your head, guys. Cuidado con las cabezas. ¿Estás bien? You okay? ¿Estás bien? Okay, here we go. Box.
10 seconds to go here in round 2. A good round for the
10
Argentinian.
segundos para la campana. Tiempo.